Hello, and welcome to the Learning Lab, Supercharge sales team, post-pandemic learning strategies that work. Even though the COVID-19 public health emergency has ended, most sales teams have struggled to move out of survival mode and return to their pre-pandemic high performance levels. After relying on virtual selling platforms during the pandemic, your team may now struggle with face-to-face customer interactions. Or they may lack the nimbleness to know when to choose virtual versus in-person sales. Or your new hires may feel uneasy navigating the complexities of the ever-changing healthcare business. As a learning leader, you have a range of realistic strategies that you can use to break the cycle of lagging performance and supercharge your sales team's skills, even on a tight budget. In this L10 Learning Lab, we offer some real-world approaches and key questions to consider as you rethink and retool your post-pandemic learning strategies. Post-pandemic goal number 1. We need to get the sales team in front of more customers, in person and virtually. Supercharge strategy. Empower your team to be more agile with their hybrid selling skills and to amplify your company's other high-powered marketing efforts. For sales reps who became accustomed to selling to their customers through a virtual platform over the past few years, switching gears to an in-person selling can be disorienting. Many find it difficult to set up meetings, engage their busy customers in person, and build the rapport that's needed to recharge relationships that may have grown stale. A growing trend is to consider omnichannel marketing. Omnichannel marketing, which involves reaching customers through multiple touchpoints, including in-person sales calls, emails, webinars, online advertising, and so on, demonstrated its value during the pandemic and continues to be the preferred strategy today. But using multiple channels also means that providers receive more marketing messages competing for their attention. At the same time, tighter budgets may lead to companies not investing as much in their sales forces, so teams may lack the knowledge and training needed to fuel their top performance. To help your sales team get more meetings with healthcare professionals, make sure your training covers the essentials of effective business communication. It should also include all aspects of crafting and delivering targeted sales messages in person and virtually. Training should also reinforce the importance of timely follow-up so that reps can address any customer concerns and build trust and rapport. Here are some strategic questions to consider. What is your team's level of proficiency in hybrid selling? What are the greatest opportunities for improvement? For example, making invitations to connect more appealing, knowing how to present on the fly during a quick in-person call with a customer, and so on. What time and budgetary constraints do you have? And what does that mean in terms of your ability to create versus outsource programs on hybrid selling? Which leaders on the sales team can you use as champions to create buy-in for training on hybrid selling? How will you measure the success of your hybrid selling training and share the results with key stakeholders? Here are some CMR resources that can help empower your team with more effective hybrid selling skills. Post-pandemic goal number 2. We want our customers to think of us first when they need solutions to current business problems. Supercharge strategy. Boost your team's business acumen so that they can move in the fast lane and quickly respond to customer challenges related to key industry trends. Many providers continue to face significant financial pressures because of high labor and other operating costs. They are also concerned about ongoing regulatory and payment changes, including the end of continuous enrollment for Medicaid, which is expected to leave millions of Americans uninsured and unable to pay their healthcare bills. What's more, many provider organizations must continue to invest in new technology to improve the patient experience and help them remain competitive in their markets. Some are adapting by joining forces with other organizations, a strategy that was popular well before the public health emergency. Many hospital executives and physician leaders may not consider reaching out to a sales rep or account manager when they need help solving business problems. But if your sales reps learn how to position themselves as collaborative problem solvers who understand their customers' challenges, they may be able to create more meaningful partnerships centered on issues that matter, such as improving patient experience. For example, your company may have developed patient-centered wellness programs that your sales team can offer to improve health outcomes. Or they may offer support to help patients access and pay for their medications. Business acumen and industry knowledge can also benefit your customer service team, which likely includes many new hires without industry experience. To help these representatives better serve your customers, you can offer more industry training programs that are targeted and practical for their role. Consider building a learning pathway for your customer service reps with a variety of micro-learning resources in various formats, including e-learning, podcasts, and webinars. And whenever possible, offer your customer service team a choice of training options so they can select the best possible fit. A few strategic questions to consider. What barriers exist to enhancing your sales team's business acumen training? How can you make the training applicable for the post-pandemic world? For example, including case studies and exercises, having participants share stories of successful partnerships with customers, and so on. Does your sales team know how to read their market for cues that changes could be on the way? For example, provider merger that could create more local competition, regulatory or payment changes that could affect your customer's bottom line. What are the current performance gaps across the customer service team? What specific goals must be achieved? Should the training target only those groups that are lagging or take a broader approach? How can you design the training curriculum so that learning is continuous and helps build momentum? Are there opportunities to integrate the training into existing workflows? For example, incorporating microlearning into weekly reporting tasks. What empathy-building resources might help foster better relationships between sales reps and their customers who are still trying to recover from many years of lagging revenue? Does a sales team understand why this type of training is important? If not, how can you articulate the why in a compelling way? For example, impact on their sales performance. Let's look at some CMR resources that can help improve your team's business acumen. Post-pandemic goal number 3. We need to get our sales reps more account management savvy. Supercharge strategy, upskill your entire sales team with more account management training to rev up their performance. In the post-pandemic selling environment, many companies realize that their sales team skills have become too narrowly focused. So now, they aim to upskill their sales teams, equipping them with some of the same customer-focused skills as their account managers. Here's why. Providers continue to need solutions that help them manage population health, improve medication adherence, and address health inequities that were exacerbated by the pandemic. Ideally, your sales team has already identified opportunities to align your company's products and programs to some of these needs. For example, a rep may learn that a physician practice recently added a new analytics tool to help identify patients with a condition treated by your product. When opportunities arise, you want your team to be ready to adjust plans and explore new prospects. An effective training curriculum can help your sales reps move from being narrowly focused product specialist to becoming more like account-focused generalist. It can also give your customer-facing teams the listening and critical thinking skills they need to read a situation for opportunities. Well-crafted training programs can also help sales reps and account managers become more agile in their approach when they pick up an important cue from a customer. Consider incorporating more account management training that is directly applicable to your representative's daily selling. And whenever possible, offer your representative a choice of training options, including e-learning, podcasts, and webinars, so they can select their best possible fit. Some strategic questions to consider. Do your reps understand how to assess their accounts for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? SWOT analysis. Which specific rep behaviors, for example, only calling on same physicians or hospitals, not active listening to uncover opportunities, need to change? How likely are sales reps to adjust their business plans to take advantage of new opportunities? What skills can help them identify these opportunities early on? Does your training curriculum provide adequate training on critical thinking skills to help sales reps rapidly identify new sales or partnership opportunities? How can you harness the talents of top account managers to engage the rest of the sales force, for example, through coaching or mentorship? Which mix of training delivery methods should you use? For example, off-the-shelf e-learning modules, videos, podcasts, or other options. How can you design the learning pathways so that each of your customer-facing teams receives account management training that is appropriate for their role? Are there opportunities to integrate account management micro-learning content into existing workflows? For example, incorporating short training segments into weekly reporting tasks. Here are some CMR resources that can help advance your team's account management skills. Post-pandemic goal number 4. We need customers to see the real value of our products. Supercharge strategy. Build a curriculum that takes your team's value-based selling skills to the next level so that they remain competitive. One aspect of selling that hasn't changed since the pandemic is the scrutiny on drug prices. Many states have enacted legislation to promote drug price transparency in recent years. At the federal level, Medicare will now start negotiating prices with manufacturers for certain drugs following passage of the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022. Selling a drug or device that physicians or health executives view as too expensive continues to be a challenge for many sales teams. Consider the environment. Some physician practices and hospitals have delayed their capital investments in new technology until their operating margins recover to pre-pandemic levels. Other customers may be concerned about high out-of-pocket costs for certain drugs, especially when many patients will lose Medicaid coverage because of the end of continuous enrollment. In times like these, it is easy for customers to overlook the real value of drugs and devices. But as your sales team knows, many products can lead to better clinical and financial outcomes, and ultimately reduce the total cost of care. That's why it's especially important for reps to help their customers see your products differently. Now is a good time to take a critical look at your selling skills curriculum and determine if it adequately trains reps to make the business case for their products. A value-based selling curriculum teaches reps how to use evidence to diffuse customers' cost objections while still addressing their concerns. A few strategic questions to consider. How far does your training need to go to build your team's value-based selling skills? Does it require just adding an e-learning module or two, or does the team need more in-depth training, perhaps via a customized certificate program, to protect your product's market access? What real-world evidence is available to help demonstrate your product's value? How confidently can the sales team present HEOR data and address customer concerns? What types of training would help improve their confidence? How can you build on existing market access resources that have been proven effective in the past? For example, business planning courses. Here are some CMR resources that can help you re-energize your team's value-based selling skills. We're here to help. As a learning leader, you may find it difficult to supercharge your sales team for today's challenges using your existing resources. CMR can help. With our dynamic library of customizable and relevant learning content, we partner with you to provide on-demand learning solutions curated to promote personalized learning experiences that boost your team's performance without disrupting their workflow. Let us help you and your team reach your goals today.